PG-13. This is my top 10 vehicles and bases and playsets that that I had when I was a kid. And number 10 would be, I did get this in 1983 for Christmas. It did have a lot of playability. It had a little engine room with an engine cover there. It had a cool jail cell so you could put your bad guys in there. It had, places you could store your weapons. You had a motor pool. You had these cool slits in the walls that you would fire out of. It did have a couple laser cannons, and obviously more places for vehicles, and a cool computer system, as well as a weapons rack. You could put your weapons in there out of sight. And it was just overall awesome because you could plan your attacks on Cobra. And number 9 would be the Cobra Terradrome. So I did get this in '86 for Christmas. And this was awesome to play with. You had lots of playability with this, but it did lack an elevator or stairs to get to the second floor. This doesn't rotate like it should I think it did in the cartoon. You have some cool laser cannons. And well, this one here I sort of tried to fix up a little bit, made my own tips. But this drawbacks on this was the door. There's a little piece of plastic that usually snaps, so not a nice design. So it was made to fail. And the little clips as well always snapped off those door hinges. So there's something in there, but nonetheless, it had a cool jail cell, but it's still too small. But just all the computer ports, all the stuff going on here, and it even had like a fire bat that comes out of it. So it was pretty awesome. I did enjoy this a lot, so I played with that quite a bit. But I took it outside I think once. But oh well. Now number 7, that's right. Sorry. 8, 10, 9, 8. Sorry, number 8 is the Snowcat. Now the Snowcat, yeah, the Snowcat was fantastic. I did take this outside a lot, especially in the winter time. And you could hold a lot of figures on the pegs, and it had ski missiles as well. But the drawbacks of this vehicle was the tabs snapped off the missile launcher. But it was cool, you had your windshield wiper. So now I'm sorry I always get sidetracked or skewed in when I try to do these top 10s, but we'll try to plow through this pretty quickly. Number 7, so well, that's 8. 10, 9, 8, 7. 7 is the HISS tank. The HISS tank was very durable. You could put 2 troops on the back. You would have your leader in the cannon position, or another trooper, and you have one vehicle driver. And this thing was just super durable, but the ratchet part always wore out. So BX257, he did a video on how you could fix these, and then you could put a paper clip in there and ratchet it. So it kind of worked. So number 7. Oh, oh, I screw up. Anyways, number 7. Number 6 would have been the Cobra Stun. This vehicle I did have, and I love playing with it. And these split apart. It's fast action, fast attack. But the flags always broke off, and same with that back part, as well as hubcaps breaking off. So otherwise it was a fantastic, awesome vehicle to play with, because you can put 4 figures in there, and more on the pegs, so you can bring a lot of Cobras into battle. So that was awesome. Now I don't know if I did this correctly, but 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Now number 5 would be this awesome Tiger Force chopper. Now I did have one of these, and I love playing with this. You fit 2 figures on the pegs, 2 more inside, and you could have a few figures hanging off the tow line underneath. It had a lot of missiles and firepower. So I just love the crap out of this. But the drawback was where the original version, these cannons swivel up and down as well as side to side, where this is just side to side, and there's no movable parts in this like the 25th anniversary one has. So those are so far top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So I hate doing countdowns backwards. That sucks. Now, I believe this would be number 4. Number 4 would be the Thunder Machine. It's really versatile. Awesome rubber tires. You can fit lots of Dreadnoughts or Cobras in it. Like 2 inside. A bunch on the pegs. Lots of pegs. Awesome machine gun or Gatling gun on the front. And it just ripped, you know. It ripped through stuff. I love playing with this. And you could always open and close this. You could take the doors off, you know. It had a cool jet on it. I love that vehicle. Now, I hate doing these things backwards. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Number 3 would have been the Tactical Battle Platform. You know, I have 3 of these. I love playing with these things. However, they weren't durable. The missiles tend to break off. Everything is, well, not as great. But I did love it. It was fun to play with. I did get that for Christmas. And you had a small landing pad for your figures. But, oh well. We could talk more about this later. But, number 2 would be the Hovercraft. I did have 2 of these because I bought another one. And, you know, the playability with this is far greater. Loved it. You could hold a lot of figures in there. And we're going to have to do some full reviews on some of this stuff. You know, it had death charges. It had rocket launchers. But those always tend to break off. You know, this was awesome. You could open this up, fit lots of figures inside. And the vehicle underneath didn't get played with as much. But that was awesome. And I mean, the hydrofoil should be right alongside this. So, but, you know, you have to pick which ones you played with the most. And number 1 would be my all-time favorite, the Tomahawk. You know, you could take your Joes into battle, and I did buy a second one because I had a paper route. And this I loved. You know, I loved playing with this. Crash land, or you know, you got your tow rope. You got lots of missiles on here, and this one was made way better. And I bought this one off of eBay because my original one, well, I sold a bunch of stuff in the garage sale and I regretted that. But this one, you know, I just got it off somebody and they thanked me. I didn't care that it's got markers on it and was played with. And, you know, you could hold so many figures. 5 in the seats, or you rip out the seats and you throw in a bunch more. As well as, you know, 2 in the front to pilot it. And someone was asking me to see if the Cobra hydro sled would fit in the back there. It doesn't look like it will, but we can just have a quick look. Oh, missile fell off. No, it doesn't look like it will because it's just the width of this. So, kind of sucks, but it's not going to fit. Hopefully that answers your question. And it wouldn't fit in the new one. So that is my top 10 vehicles and playsets that I had as a kid. Now I didn't have the flag as a kid. You know, you got either the Terradrome or you got the flag for Christmas. So I got the flag later on. This would probably be my number 1. But we're going to go with what I had and what I played with. And well, there is one other thing that I just wanted to talk one last time about. And that it's Chad. He's just a snake in the grass, because I mean, he even said so himself that he's basically gonna be selling everything he has, keeping a few things, and taking off to Italy. So he's not a real O-ring collector anyways, because he's a modern collector. He doesn't collect the vintage O-rings. And if you're a real collector, you know, you're gonna collect because you enjoy collecting and you're not planning on selling all this stuff, you know, this stuff is gonna go with you to the grave, so to speak, or you're gonna leave it to your kids to play with. And that's just not the case with that guy. That guy is a snake in the grass. And you know, like, I figured that out right away. And then he's getting intel on the best places to go purchase stuff. So he's going to buy more and more things. And then when he's set to leave the States, he's just going to sell off most of his stuff because he doesn't really care about G.I. Joe as much. He makes it seem like he does. But he even said so himself. He's just going to sell everything just about and keep a few things. That's not a real collector. A real collector, you know, they keep their stuff to the end. And all this stuff, I don't plan on selling any of it. I don't care what happens. All this stuff stays because this is getting handed down to my daughters. So technically right now, this is all for my girls. Everything that is left here. So if I ever die, all my girls, this is all their stuff. And, oh man, I have too many favorites. I did love all of this stuff. I did have a Tiger Force Jeep. I had Cobra Stun. I had a paper route so I could just keep buying more Joe stuff. But I got into Ninja Turtles and stuff as well later on. And then, you know, you just got constantly hounded by people to grow up. Well, I'm not going to grow up. And it's Chad, you know. As soon as I figured out that you wouldn't tell people about Mike has cancer and he's been fighting it for 6 months, that's when I figured out you were just a snake in the grass. And stay out of Canada. Don't come here to buy up all the Joe stuff just so you can make money off of it, because that's pretty low and pretty shallow. I mean, that's what you're planning on do, is selling everything. So that's, you know, you're going to look for deals, get everything for cheap, and then sell it for a lot more later on. You know, that's the kind of collector that isn't a collector. That's a snake in the grass. And it just, you know, people like that, you refer to them as scalpers, because they're just not real collectors. And I'm calling you out, buddy, because as soon as you blocked me on your chat and didn't read my comments, and you just skipped by them because you didn't want to answer, well, you let the cat out of the bag there, or the snake out of the bag. So you're not a real collector, and he's not an O-ring collector anyways, so don't take his advice. You know what, buddy? I just don't like you now. And now I know why. There was something about him. But I mean, I do enjoy his videos, but he's not a real collector because he's not keeping his stuff. He wants to sell it all. So that's his intentions. The Demon Tank also was one of my favorites as a kid. That would have been number 11. The demon always knows, eh? And I love the ferret. So, I mean, there's so many vehicles. Like, my friends had the original the original one here. But anyways, he didn't want to talk about my friend that had cancer, and for anyone to want to help out Mike at Cobra Collectibles. So stay out of Canada. We don't need people like you. We call you a scalper, because you want to come and buy up all the good vehicles and try to get deals and then sell them for way more later just so you can retire. You know, screw you, buddy. You're not a collector. And everybody else that wants to tell Chad to fuck off, please feel free to. And grow up. Yeah, I am growing up. I have 5 daughters, and you know, I don't like people that are shallow and have a hidden agenda, because he's finding out all the good places where you get your stuff, and then he's gonna go there and buy it all up. So yeah, we figured out your tactics there. Pretty shallow. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the videos, because we're gonna keep on collecting forever. We're not gonna be a Chad. Hashtag Chad sucks. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the videos, because I'll never stop making them.